This administration is so incredibly invested in relitigating old wounds, okay? They are so unimaginably invested in relitigating old liberal wounds, old grievances that they have from the first administration, that they're just having this like incredibly broad loyalty pledge that ends up attacking a shit ton of liberals, okay? Which I will recognize, I will admit, and I don't really know if I should even be saying this out loud. This is good because they're not making a distinction between like radical elements or anything like that. They're just straight up saying, if you've demonstrated basic empathy, you're our op, you're our enemy. If you say, racism is wrong, you're our fucking op, you're our fucking enemy. And this causes them to go after less vulnerable targets, if that makes sense. This is so stupid. Like we're in an unprecedented crisis of credibility for the FBI. You got Kash Patel running the show. It's a clown show. Okay? And now, not only has the government, under the direct orders of Donald Trump, indicted former FBI Director Jim Comey for literally nothing, okay? It's very silly. Previous prosecutor said, I can't find anything that's prosecutable. What do you want me to do? Donald Trump fired him, put in a different person in his place, and then she dropped a case on Jim Comey like 4 days after she took over the role, right? Now, on top of that, the FBI is firing agents that were photographed kneeling during the 2020 racial justice protests. This is quite literally just an exercise of futility. It's an exercise of pettiness, okay? This is what you do when you're like, I will never forgive and never forget how they made me feel in 2020. Okay? It's so funny that is where these guys are at. So, number one, they did this shit. The FBI's fired agents photographed kneeling during the 2020 racial justice protests. And number two, they're going after Portland, Oregon. Now, the reason why I think this is funny, and the reason why I'm saying this has nothing to do with like current needs, right? Like they're not even trying to manufacture a crisis and then try to tackle that crisis militarily. They're just going after Portland because Portland has been an unhealed wound in the minds of national conservatives. They just constantly pointed to Portland. Portland's always on fire. Portland is out of control. Portland's going crazy. We got to do something about it. And Donald Trump did in 2020. He literally sent BORTAC units, the SWAT team basically, for ICE, to go to the streets of Portland and black bag people, okay? Just like literally apprehend them in the streets in unmarked vans with military gear. They did that, okay? But Portland right now, there's nothing going on. Like, yeah, there's protests, right? There's ongoing protests against ICE, but it's happening in every city. Like, there's nothing particularly unpleasant that's taking place in Portland currently that isn't taking place everywhere else, from Illinois to Los Angeles, in Chicago to Los Angeles, to many other parts of the country where there are ICE apprehensions taking place. The only reason why he just came out of nowhere and decided that Portland has to be tackled with the military is because they just don't like Portland. That's it. It's just Portland is like a symbol for what conservatives despise about their neighbors and their politics. Okay. Also, doesn't this feel like a distraction, or am I tweaking? No, these are not distractions. If it's an actual initiative by the federal government to like exercise military power over certain areas that they just don't like because of the politics demonstrated by said areas, then it's not a distraction. That is the main course, okay? That is the actual event. This is the actual event, okay? And here we are. We're obviously going to talk about the new NSPM 7 labels, common beliefs as terrorism indicators. It's just like anti-capitalism, anti-fascism, things of that nature. Basically, whatever you hear at the Hasanabi broadcast is now considered a terrorism indicator. Pentagon officials don't know what full force means. This full force language is not a term commonly used in the Pentagon. No clarity on whether this means active duty troops or National Guard involved. No clarity on whether Trump intends to invoke the Insurrection Act despite the lack of any kind of major rebellion. Pentagon officials, according to Dan Lamothe, who does military affairs at Washington Post, Pentagon officials are seeking clarity on what President Trump means with this post about military forces going into Portland. They have no information to provide at the moment. At the request of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, I'm directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I'm also authorizing full force if necessary. Thank you for attention to this matter. The less popular that they get in the eyes of the population, the more aggressive they get. Okay? Like, people are like, hey, man, we don't like this. Can you fucking fix the grocery prices, please? The more people go, dude, what is this? What is going on? I don't like this. Please fix the housing crisis. The more they go, oh, do you want me to be more aggressive? That's what I'm hearing from you. I'm hearing from you that you want me to kill people in Portland with the military. Oh, you want to kill American citizens with the American military as a domestic police force. Got it. That's what you want. It seems like that's the command here. That's what you wanted from me, and that's what you're going to get. Now, this is the reason why I was stressing the importance of not following an unlawful order if you are active duty. Just something to consider. Okay? It is literally in your oath. You pledge an oath to the Constitution. You do not, under any circumstance, have to follow unconstitutional and unlawful orders, okay? Brother, you must be the most vindicated man on this planet. Wallah. Yeah, but it doesn't feel good because there is no cause to celebrate because I'm always predicting the worst shit happening. So when the worst shit does inevitably happen, there is no moment where you go, well, I told you. There's no I told you so moment. Anyway, I guess we can celebrate their incompetence overall. Once again, they are still trying, but this does actually make their efforts. This actually does harm their efforts in general, I think. Because, like, I try to imagine what a competent administration would do in this moment. And I think first they would have to do like a psyop. You know what I mean? Maybe even multiple false flag attacks or something to just like present an imminent threat. Because right now there isn't a lot of appetite for this kind of action by the broader public. Of course, there's this kind of action. There's appetite for this kind of action from like really, really hardline conservative areas that have like imagined a universe where Portland is on fire and they need to be punished by death by the American military so we can like stamp out any sort of like liberalism and leftism that is an imminent threat. But those numbers are not consequential enough. They're not big enough. And even those people will lose their appetite once they see it in action. My Antifa commander hat. I'm going to go to prison, dude. I keep this shit up. I'm going to fucking prison, dog. That's what's going to happen. Need a metal rack like Marshall Zukov to complete the outfit, roll up to the White House asking what you're going to do for some lubrication around here?
Yeah, and there's no question this is an escalation in the president's push to deploy the U.S. military on domestic soil. It follows this pattern. We saw it in Los Angeles. We saw it here in Washington, D.C. If the president choosing Democrat-led cities and states to make this push and really kind of pushing the boundaries of the use on domestic soil of the U.S. military. The president writing on Truth Social this morning that at the request of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, I am directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I am also authorizing full force if necessary. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, there are a lot of unanswered questions here. One is the timeline. when exactly we would see these troops arrive into Oregon. We also don't know what types of troops the president is talking about here, whether it's National Guard, whether it's active duty military, and we don't know exactly what legal authorities the president will be relying on, because remember, under law, it sharply limits the use of U.S. troops for domestic law enforcement purposes, and this has really kind of prompted a legal debate after the president did this in other cities around the country. Now, Portland has seen a number of protests around an ICE facility that's about 2 miles south of the downtown. They have been mostly peaceful.
For the record, this will turn into, like, the goal here is to develop so much resentment and foment so much discontent as a reaction to this ridiculous initiative that it does escalate. This is a provocation. Make no mistake, this is 100% clear-cut a fucking provocation. Mr. President, read the Constitution. The function of the U.S. military is to protect us from foreign enemies, not Portland, Oregon. In this country, we have local and state police for law enforcement, not federal troops. Stop deploying the U.S. Army against Americans. I don't think Americans are going to like this. No matter how much smoke motherfuckers have for Portland, like, with the exception of, like, maybe 20% of Trump's base, there are 100% people that were in the military in the past, people that are still in the military, people that have family members that are in the military that are going to look at this and be like, all right, dude, what the fuck are we doing? Dial it back. The only people that will get excited at this is going to be a marginal part of Trump's base. And he doesn't have support to lose right now. I think this chips away at his approval rating. I think this chips away at his approval rating pretty significantly. This is, again, an overreaction from an administration that is fearful. This is an overreaction from an administration that recognizes that they're kind of weak. Why would they care? What do you mean? This is the type of shit that, like, Americans still care about, like Americans care about the military. Like, the average Americans, they think like, oh yeah, the military is like protecting us, you know, from foreign enemies. Like, that's the goal. Like, when they do stuff like this, it kind of betrays. They care about the optics. It betrays the fundamental reason for why the military exists. You know, in their minds, it's like they don't have to think about what the military is doing in Iraq, but like in their minds, there is like there's this idea that, like, at least they're doing, like, they're doing it to protect us, right? It's a false notion, regardless, but like they believe it anyway. Foreign and domestic, dumbass. Yeah, except when it's domestic, it's not fucking Portland, Oregon on a regular Tuesday. That's not what that means. It's literally unconstitutional without an insurrection taking place, which is ironic that Donald Trump is doing it, but I'm not going to get too far into that part too. But like, it's ridiculous to be like, I've just decided I'm invading Portland with the military because I'm bored. Okay? Do you understand how fucking stupid that is? I mean, it's stupid. It's so stupid that even the dumbest American will look at that and go, this is a little crazy. I can't see this going well for Donald Trump. I haven't been wrong so far. So we'll see. I think his disapproval dips even further after this.
But there have been some violent clashes that have led to injuries for federal officers. It's led to arrests.
They did it to LA and his base didn't care. You're wrong. You're wrong. It slowly but surely makes this a story. LA was the beginning. Then he did it to DC. Then he tried to do it to Chicago. There was a lot of pushback. So he's like, all right, we'll scale back from Chicago. Every single time he does this, there are more and more people that go, what the fuck are we doing? Do you understand? Like, every single time he does this, there are more people that go, this is objectively unserious. Liberals look at it and go, okay, there is a severe crisis here. We have to take to the streets. Apolitical people go, what the fuck are we doing? This is so insincere. This is so silly. It's the same reason why they look at, like, Kash Patel leading the FBI and go, I don't trust this institution anymore. It doesn't seem like there are serious people in charge. That's what the apolitical people are seeing when they look at this. And the more these kinds of images take place all around the country, the more discontent grows.
Of some of the protesters. At one point, a guillotine was erected outside the building to Homeland.
Trust me, we all love it, dumbass. As a vet, we love it. Trust me, we all love it. Y'all's approval's rating. Who's y'all, first of all? Are you talking about me? Because I'm not a representative of the Democratic Party. As a matter of fact, I am very angry at the Democratic Party. I'm on the disapproval side on the Democratic Party. And everyone in my community is on the side that disapproves of the Democratic Party, which is why it's down to fucking 30%. I think the faster you socialist fuck. Yeah, I think the faster you snap out of this like left-right dichotomy that you exist under and then realize that like, I care more about policies than anything else. I care more about like the legislative agenda than anything else. I care more about making sure that you get proper health care, for example, than anything else. The faster you will be able to understand what I'm talking about here. I don't really give a shit about any of these things. I don't care about the Democratic Party. I don't defend it unconditionally. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm very critical of the Democratic Party. But I do like that you're generalizing all vets and like, as a vet, we love it. All the vets in my gun club love it. We're all divorced dads with nothing else going on in our lives. So we think when the government is behaving in this way, no, the faster you stop bitching and leave to the UK to live in a socialism life, you'll be happy. He said the UK, he said, I need to escape this country and go to the UK to experience socialism. Oh, brother. If only you knew. I do believe this guy's a vet, though, for sure, because he is so fucking stupid. Remember when I said not all vets are equal? Okay, not all vets are the same, and that I don't automatically shit on vets across the board, but I do when they explain to me that they're a dumb fuck. This is the dumb fuck that I was talking about. Fucking crayon eating moron. Yeah, you socialist fuck. I bet you'd love socialism in the United Kingdom. This is, by the way, this is the reason why when you go to basic training, one of the first things they teach you is how to fucking wash yourself, okay? How to brush your teeth. You might be like, what the fuck? That's what they teach? Yeah, dude, it's for this fucking clown ass. And he still didn't learn, okay? All right. This guy's awesome. You're dope, Chatter. Twizzy210.
Security department said at the time that was unhinged behavior. And we've also seen President Trump talk about this city over the last week. He said on Thursday in the Oval Office that we're going to get out there. He said, quote, we're going to do a pretty big number on those people in Portland. He called them professional agitators and anarchists. And you saw in his Truth post, social post today referencing Antifa, the president has taken steps this week to label that group a terrorist organization. Now, leaders in Portland have made pretty clear that they are not welcoming federal intervention. The mayor said this week that, like mayors across the country, I have not asked for and do not need federal intervention. That's the mayor, Keith Wilson. We've also heard from leaders in the city and state just last.
He's a Kai Cenat fan who also fucking, he's a, Big Dog is a Kai Cenat fan who also happens to be replying to people about how George Floyd was a scumbag. Bro, he's a child. He's not a child. He's a boomer, I think. God, it fucking, the mind of some people fascinate me, dude. That's awesome. Like in between replying to people about how George Floyd was a scumbag, he was a drug addict, he's like, hell yeah, Castanat reached 240,000 subscribers. I love that. That's my goat right there. Oh, fuck yeah. This is what I voted for. Hell yeah. Look, he just keeps reposting Castanat. That's all his output is. That's probably why he's on Twitch. He's like, I love Castanat and I love the Donald Trump administration killing my enemies, domestic and foreign. Yo, this guy is awesome. He's posting W or L chat in the Kai Cenat chat to like 12-year-olds while simultaneously talking about how the American military has to start killing these goddamn radical Antifa. Respect. You know that motherfucker failed the ASVAB, okay? Didn't even... his score was 1.
Last night, as it seemed clear that this was happening, listen to some of what they said.
I am sick and tired of watching the people in my community getting brutalized because they are immigrants or because they dare to speak up. I am sick and tired of it, and I'm tired of your lip service. Show up and do something!
Boy, I share their frustration. We're trying to use every power we have.
Wait, you found
as
his logs in
the federal
Kai's chat?
team. Obviously, we're in the minority.
Badass little kid. Toda phone. Give Toda his phone. Coach races. Races coach. Got timed out. Feet, toes, dogs out. Feet out, toes. You racist. Nah, fuck that. Shit up, bitch. Kai races. Kai races. Races. Sure, you pussy. Kai races. On God, I would have beat your ass. You lucky it wasn't me. Hey, yo. Wait, is he still in here? I love this guy. Oh my God, this is my new favorite chatter, man. Oh my God. Oh, hell yeah. That's a child, dude. Come on. No, I don't think that's a child. I don't think this is a child at all. I think this is a whole ass adult who behaves like a child online, but you think a 12-year-old gives a fuck about George Floyd one way or another? What are you, crazy? No, this is like a 40-year-old, most likely Hispanic, Iraq war veteran, okay? That's like, in my mind, that's the profile. Anyway, respect to this guy, though, for sure. Keep scrolling. I'm invested now. Remember 9/11? Charlie Kirk. Fuck Fortnite. Charlie. Long live Charlie Kirk. Wait, what? He's English? Okay, maybe he's not Hispanic. I was wrong. How does that? Wait, what? I don't know. Why isn't he responding? Chatter. Wait, is he like a British guy LARPing as an American soldier online? Oh my God. He's a 11-month subscriber too. He says Twizzy210 subscribed to tier 1. They've subscribed for 11 months. Apologize to his Hispanics. Well, I just thought from the fucking photo I saw. Oh my God, is that like a British? What is this? This is the Hodge twins. Here's his tweet. It's insane. Where'd he go? Why isn't he responding? I wish he wasn't so shy. Come back, dude. We love you. Actually, I do. I unironically love you. His Twitch bio says he's the Hispanic queso. Oh my God. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. Clocked him. Don't fucking play with me. Don't fucking play with me, dude. Don't play with me. Don't do it. I wish he was still in here. God damn it. He's a Hispanic Englishman? No, you can't be both. It's one of the biggest L's for the UK is like the significant lack of Hispanic people, Latino people as a whole. That's like, you immediately feel that in the air. When you land in the UK, that's like one of the first things you recognize, especially if you're like from Los Angeles. You feel it. You feel it in every fucking street corner. You feel it with the food. Straight up. It's a big L.